Welcome, comic book lovers, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast, brought to you by Anchor, where we discuss your favorite comic book movies and TV shows and pop culture. My name is Dylan, and joining me is my awesome co-host Akram. And today's episode, we are bringing you our predictions for DC FanDome, which drops what day? Or next month, right, Akram?
Yeah, like October 22nd.
October 26th. All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, before we begin, how did you feel about last year's DC FanDome? Do you feel like it held up?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty eventful. Obviously, we got some. I mean, most notably, just like the Batman trailer and the two game trailers. I think. I mean, I didn't really care about WW84. You know what I mean? I don't know who really did.
I don't think anybody did, really.
Yeah, game trailers are cool, especially like announcements from DC. I love the Arkham franchise. The Batman, obviously, that's like really highly anticipated. There was some comic stuff, which were awesome to hear. I think at the time they were talking more about DC metal. That's awesome. If you guys want to check out some good DC comics, DC metal, they summed up basically the origins of the whole DC universe. So really cool. How about yourself? Any takeaways from last year?
Yeah, I mean, it was different because of the pandemic. Obviously, I watched it from home. But yeah, I wasn't too blown away, but the Batman thing definitely like took me by storm. I wasn't expecting that. And definitely gonna talk about in this episode. But yeah, I mean, last year was pretty cool. I did Arkham Knights. I know. Did you play it, or it's not out yet, right?
Oh, Gotham Nights.
Or Gotham, I'm
No,
sorry.
it's not out yet. It was delayed. I believe it's like delayed till 2022. So hopefully we get more gameplay. I mean, at least they showed gameplay. It's a
Right.
fresh take to the Arkham combat, and it's also an RPG. So that's really
Hmm.
interesting to see. Kind of reminds me of Marvel's Avengers. I always relate to Marvel's Avengers. Sorry guys. But it's really cool. And Suicide Squad, I think that's what everyone really wants to know about because that's canon towards the Arkham franchise, not Gotham Knights. So I really want to know what's that about because that's the first time we
Hmm.
ever seen Superman at all, and I'm so glad that that is the Arkham canon right there. So we got a good look. So
Yeah, and especially like with the success of the Suicide Squad movie,
yeah.
I feel like they're definitely going to give us another trailer for this year. So I would love to see more of that. It's it's definitely got that campy like Suicide Squad style. So and yeah, with Superman, it's kind of like harkens back to like Injustice.
Mhm.
So it looks really interesting,
Absolutely, I can't wait.
definitely. So I guess we might as well talk about firstly the Batman. Because that's what
Yes.
everybody's expecting, directed by Matt Reeves, and its expected release date is March 4th of next year,
Correct.
starring Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, Zoe Kravitz as, I believe, Catwoman, correct?
Yes.
Paul Dano as the Riddler. I would have casted Zachary Quinto, in my opinion. I think he would have been a better Riddler.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Um, Colin Farrell as Cobblepot. The Watcher himself, Jeffrey Wright, as Commissioner Gordon. So
Yeah.
ponder the question.
I love
Andy
it.
Serkis as Alfred. That was an interesting choice.
Great casting. I mean, he's a phenomenal actor, honestly, and his performance could be really well because really, Alfred's the glue of the Bat family.
Definitely. I mean, it's gonna be hard coming off of Michael Caine's performance, but I
Of
think
course.
and Jeremy Irons too. I think he did a really good job in
Yeah.
BVS. But each Alfred, just like each Bruce Wayne, brings their own narrative to the character. And John Turturro as Carmine Falcone. I thought that was an interesting choice too, because he's always played like comedic roles too, but he's also he's got a little swagger to him, so I feel like he could pull off like a crime lord.
Yeah, he was in that show Riz Ahmed long time ago. I forgot the name, but it was pretty dramatic series, and he's a great actor too. He's just a great actor.
He
I
is,
mean, yeah, yeah, he has that nuance.
yeah. So yeah, I'm hoping we get another trailer. Hopefully,
I think so.
I know Matt Reeves did leak that photo that you shared on Instagram
Right.
for the post
Grapple gun.
editing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he shows the grapple gun. Awesome. I mean, that's a very iconic tool, that Batman has. And also this is very a utilitarian type of Batman, very, function over fashion.
Mhm.
So,
So this is
I can't
Batman in
wait.
his early years, correct?
Yeah, so this is not obviously this is like I would consider this like kind of like a DC Black Label type of film. So I mean, it makes sense if it related to the Joker. Like if it took place years later. This does take place in the 90s. But yeah, it's completely separate and it's its own take on the Batman lore. I think it's really grounded in realism. And I heard they're trying to do a trilogy. So he's gonna grow, he's gonna gain more tools and stuff like that. I mean, upgrade the suit, the Batmobile, right? Zoe
Mhm.
Kravitz, I think, I never really seen much of her. I know that there was a show that she did on, I believe it was HBO a while back. I think it's called not Pretty Little Liars. It was something else, but it was like with Nicole Kidman and stuff like that. It was really good. I think she's a good actress for Catwoman. And Colin Farrell, unrecognizable. So I can't wait to see more
I know,
about him.
so unrecognizable. I couldn't I thought that was that other actor. I forget his name, but
Yeah,
but yeah, they really did an awesome job in the makeup department. I mean, and it's interesting because I don't know, like I feel like Colin Farrell plays like a lot of like B-list characters a lot of
right.
times. It's so funny because I just watched Seven Psychopaths a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, great casting choices. So I can't wait to see what they bring to the table next year.
Yeah, me too. Paul Dano is awesome. He definitely, I mean, certainly has range. So I mean, yeah, hopefully we get some character art or something like that, or like promo images. I'd love some more promo images. I'm a big fan of costume designs.
Mhm.
And probably a character reveal because like a lot of Batman, villains are supposed to be in this apparently because he's going through the list. It's almost like the Long Halloween mixed with like other iconic comics from the Batman lore. So
I could
yeah,
definitely see, like, Harvey Dent or, like, Scarecrow being somehow involved in this because
yeah.
they're always, like, mentioned somehow.
I mean, and we're also getting a Batgirl show as well from HBO Max. They already did the casting. I wonder if we're gonna get more news about that. I believe that this is, yeah,
Is
this
that
is
within the Gothamverse or the Arrowverse or it's its own
no,
thing?
no, no. It's definitely with Matt Reeves' Batman
Oh, is
universe.
it?
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
yeah, yeah, because she's of well, basically the actress I believe is like a mix of Hispanic and African American. So
Rare
Jeffrey Wright,
representation.
obviously, yeah, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about DC right now, it's just, like, they're kind of just, like, all over the place
they
with,
are.
their continuity. I mean, you've got the Arrowverse, you got Titans, you got the BVS movies, so everybody's kinda, like, doing their own thing now, which I think, like, in contrast to Marvel, I think, it's different, you know? I feel like sometimes, like, when you have, like, independent movies or, like, creative freedom, I feel like you can get a lot of, like, better quality storytelling. I just wish it was a little more unified like, Marvel, but, I mean, it remains to be seen.
Same, yeah, I definitely agree.
And then next up, I guess we should talk about Flashpoint, 'cause
Flashpoint, I'm excited for that,
that's
that's
gonna be the
important.
next big one. Yep,
Right. Yeah,
directed by Andy Muschietti, and that's
yeah.
expected for November 2nd on next year, 2022. So, I'm excited. It's gonna bring a lot of to the, DCEU multiverse,
Mhm.
time travel, Michael Keaton's Batman, hopefully. What do you
Yeah, he's
think?
definitely there. I mean, I seen set photos, this is gonna be wild, and also, I think this movie is gonna be really important to the DCEU. I think, just because the stakes should be high, and there's been so many problems too, in the
Yeah, this
past in
movie
the
got
DCEU.
delayed too, didn't it?
Well, that's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, the delays, like the DCEU has so many problems in the past, and the delays, especially with the pandemic.
Mhm,
And well, rightfully so. I understand why it would be delayed and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like Ezra Miller as the Flash. I know they're redesigning the suit. I seen that from the last DC fandom. That looks pretty sleek. I like it a lot.
mhm.
Michael Keaton's Batman, and plus Andy Muschietti also like reveals like a lot, like obviously like a lot of like Without context, the recent one too, where like Batman has spray painted like the Flash's logo
I did see
on
that.
his
That was
chest.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's that about. But also Ben Affleck's Batman, we've seen some set photos that we
Mhm.
mentioned in our previous news discussion, actually, like probably two news discussions back. So I love Ben Affleck's Batman. A lot of people are like on the fence. I really think that it's not his fault. I think that some like how you apply him. If you do it wrong, obviously it'll come off kind of like fake or like faux
Yeah.
Batman, But like I got a good feeling of Andy Muschietti. He definitely has like obviously the It Chapter 1, Chapter 2. I mean, those movies were awesome. So I like him as a director. What do you think?
Definitely. I mean, like you said, it's visually looks stunning. Like that's one thing I'll give credit to DC. They know how to make their visuals and photography look really good. Even Zack Snyder, whether or not you hated or loved the movie, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like, and even like Ezra Miller, like some people are like on the fence about his Flash, but I think he was a good Barry Allen.
Me
Um,
too. Yeah.
so I don't really see any problem with it. But I mean, there I guess like you could say like, well, I hate when people like compare him to like Grant Gustin's Barry Allen because they're two different, right? It's like it's
Very
one's made for TV, one's
right.
made for movie, right? So you can't really like compare apples to oranges.
Right.
But, yeah, I think he did a really good job in Justice League. I think he brought that comedic aspect that, that you would expect from Barry.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a dark film, man, 'cause, Flashpoint, like, I just
Yeah,
remember
it's
watching
huge
the
and dark.
animated movie. That was cryptic.
I love that animated movie. That I mean, that's what started off the DC animated universe, I guess, with they did end that now and they did a reboot, but that's what started it, and then came
Mhm,
Justice League War. So, and a comic really started the New 52 as well. So, um, one would imagine that obviously this will reimagine a DCEU, and maybe those problems we had earlier, like that you mentioned, that everything feels kind of separate. I mean, that's it's a catch 22. It's maybe good, maybe
mhm.
bad, but maybe this will give more explanation why everything is so different, and also reimagine certain characters. So I don't know. And it's big choreography too. Whatever happens, if it changes, I mean, you have Aquaman coming out that we'll talk about soon. Just a whole plethora of other projects like Blue Beetle. Like, where does that fit in? A very important
Mhm.
movie, I would say. Probably the most important, other than Man of Steel and
Yeah, I
Justice League.
mean, if you're talking about, like, this movie, I would feel like would be like the Loki of
Right.
the DCEU right now because it's interconnecting through the different like story that they're putting out. So yeah, obviously it's gonna connect to Batman, to Aquaman, maybe Wonder Woman too. Not much of like Superman movies anymore these days. I've noticed.
Henry
Um,
Cavill, I don't think
yeah, I know
he's
Henry
yeah.
Cavill. I think he left. All right.
Yeah, he's, like, penned on to the Mass Effect, movie, like, years ago.
Plus he's doing Witcher too. So
Yeah, Witcher, he's doing his own thing. I think it's not I think he had, like, problems with the executives at Warner Brothers, like a lot of people do. I mean, Ben Affleck was, like, battling his inner demons and stuff, and I feel like a lot of other people were just like, "Well, I don't like how
yeah.
the DC's handling or Warner Brothers handling certain
Chris
things."
Nolan even left Warner Brothers. I heard.
Recently, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's
So
looking at Universal Studios now for his latest, Atomic Bomb movie.
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on, we have I don't know which one I should do first, Black Adam or Shazam 2, because they're kind of
Right.
entwined. But I know Black Adam's gonna be its own thing, kind of like Deadpool in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, The Rock's been trying to get it off the ground for like years now.
Yeah, he's been I remember years ago when I was, like, at least in 7th grade, I remember I think he was trying to be Lobo. Yeah, I remember he was trying to be Lobo, for the longest time, and I was so down for that, and then all of a sudden he switched to Black Adam, and then that's when it took years for him to, like, finally, like,
I feel
Warner
like
Brothers to,
people
like,
like
consider it.
fan casted him as Black Adam, and that's what made him want to be Black Adam. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause-
no, I mean, absolutely, that's how most of the time these things work out, yeah. Um, I can't wait for that. I don't know who's the director. I like The Rock. I do like The Rock. I think some movies are,
Mhm.
again, some movies are okay, some movies are not.
Personally, I'm not a big fan of, like there's only, like, a few movies that, like, I really like The Rock in, obviously Fast and Furious, but, I feel like some of his, like, more recent roles are just, like, way too, like, campy or, like, B-lister.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I feel like he's definitely made for this role, so I'm excited to see what he's gonna bring. It's expected for July 29th of next year, and, looks like we might get an introduction to Justice Society of America. So Hawkman, Doctor Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher are definitely potential candidates. So I love Doctor Fate. He's, like, definitely, like, the Doctor
Pierce
Strange of,
Brosnan, yeah,
yeah, and yeah, Pierce Brosnan, oh my god, I loved him as Bond too, so
right.
it's a great casting choice.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, hopefully we get more promo images. I'm all for promo images. I think that's really important to market the film, with ads anyway too. So
Mhm.
hopefully. And also DC fandom's great because when they're ready, they could have like a concrete date set, so
Right,
like even with games and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm excited for Black Adam more so than Shazam, which is up next in the list. It's like, I'm like, I like Shazam. I mean, we're from Philly, right? So that's where
right.
it took place. I mean, but,
Those SEPTA buses were way too clean though, I'm sorry. When when I watched the movie, I was like, "There's no way this SEPTA bus is way too clean," and it came on time, I'm like, "Yo, you straight lying 3
it's a different universe.
Right. But yeah, it was awesome to see, some principal photography from, our home city. But yeah,
Mhm.
Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods coming sometime in 2023. I don't know if they gave a release date yet.
I think
Um,
so.
but we're getting Dame Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu as villains.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about Lucy Liu there. Yeah, I haven't seen Lucy Liu since she did that, like, Sherlock Holmes thing. I think it was called, the ABC something.
Elementary,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Elementary, right. Yeah, I don't know much about Shazam lore. I haven't really been a big fan in the comics, but, I'm excited. I like Zachary Levi as obviously Shazam. I like that young bull too as,
Asher Angel. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Asher Angel's pretty cool. Yeah, I do
pretty
like
cool, right?
the whole cast of, like, the whole, like, adoption family. I thought that was a cool, spin on
Yeah.
Shazam. They're kinda like Power Rangers in a way in
Mhm.
this movie just from, the promotional art. So I thought that was a little cheesy, but, I don't know, it's a campy movie, right? So
Yeah, like in the comics, there are pretty hefty, I'd say, elements that make the character darker, especially like with DC Future State. If anyone, probably our one or two listeners listening right now, they want to check out DC Future State, check it out. The Shazam one, he gets basically possessed by a demon. So yeah, I mean, when you wanna go dark with Shazam, you really can, and you could feel, like, really, frightened by him as well, because he's, like, top tier, almost like Superman.
Mhm,
So and then maybe we'll see, like because they started to do that end credit thing, so maybe in Black Adam, we'll maybe see something about Shazam or, like, vice versa. So here's to Fury of the Gods, I wish it best. Best of luck.
definitely. And then, coming up next, we got Aquaman 2,
Yeah,
which is targeted for December 16th of next year. Looks pretty good. I mean, I did like the first Aquaman. I thought it
me
was,
too.
it was like the first Wonder Woman movie, right? I
Right.
mean, it was pretty came off pretty strong. I did like the actor who played Black Manta too. I hope he makes a return. Um, I know, Amber Heard, I don't know why they they kept her, but she's apparently coming back, and, that's so funny because I forgot Willem Dafoe's in that movie too.
As Volko, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Volko, which is funny because apparently there was like a deleted scene long time ago where Volko. Oh no, actually, Volko does portray Aquaman at some point, in the comics, and I think they were gonna do that in a version of like one of the DCEU films. So William Dafoe,
Mhm.
is an awesome actor too. I hope we could see more about that.
Tamora
I
Morrison was in that movie too, wasn't
His
he?
father, yeah, so Nicole Kidman,
That's crazy.
yeah, 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 I wonder if we're gonna see more of them. I'm not, like, a
Mhm,
big, Aquaman aficionado as well, I primarily stick to, like, other characters, like, if it's either Batman or, like, I'll go, like, more obscure characters, which is weird, I never or it's kind of The Flash, but, um, I think we're gonna see more of the Trench as well. There
mhm.
was supposed to be a film set in the Trench. I don't know what that was gonna be about. James Wan was, like, really wanting to do that, but, Yeah, I like the stealth suit. We talked about that on our last discussion. So, um, here's to that too. I mean, again, I'm not like I don't know much. I mean, we got some images of what's his name again? I believe his name is oh, it's leaving me. What's his name again? Oh yeah, yeah. Orm. There you go.
Warm.
I was looking if you guys couldn't see me, I was like actually looking at my like figures right now looking for him. But Orm, yeah. We see him
Yeah,
like
Ocean
along the
Master.
yeah,
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 I can't
yeah.
wait. Was he
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
first one? I forgot who played him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're always shooting blanks when we're saying names, and don't ask us to pronounce names too. He was from
Oh gosh.
Insidious. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wonder. There's definitely some turmoil going on with those two characters. Uh,
Mhm.
Black Manta too. The actor from him was actually in Candyman. I just watched recently. It was pretty good. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Not much to say about that because I'm not a big Aquaman fan. How about yourself?
Mhm. Not a huge Aquaman fan. I mean, I remember when I used to watch Justice League Unlimited, like the animated series, I did
Mm,
like his portrayal in that series because he was kind of like a pirate, like badass almost.
right.
But I think Jason Momoa does a really good portrayal as the character, so I can't wait to see. He was definitely like I don't know, he just reminded me of what's his name? Drax, like in the Justice League movie. I don't know
Oh,
why.
okay.
It's just so like seeing like him and like Barry. I don't know. They just have like that
Right.
comedic like older brother kind of relationship.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited to see him. And then next up we have the Peacemaker show, which is coming to HBO. It's so funny because I was watching the Emmys last night and they showed like a clip of it.
Oh, did
Um,
they?
not like a trailer, but like it was like a little like short clip where he's like sitting in a diner or something. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
there was an
excited to
image
see
of
that.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So John Cena coming back.
John Cena!
Dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun,
I like him
dun.
as an actor, man. I mean, he's not bad, to be honest with you, and, like, this role definitely suits him. I mean, he owns it,
Mm.
and I remember the first time I seen him in a movie was actually what was that? The Marine, a long time ago. It was like that straight to DVD or something movie.
Right.
So, uh, Peacemaker, very controversial character too, especially for spoiler alert, killing Rick Flag, right? So I wonder how
Mhm.
he's gonna come back from that, or like how will they spin it so that we enjoy him as a character. I think his personality enough shines. I mean, John Cena is a great person in general, from what I've heard. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I've seen a little bit of like a little clips from the HBO Max promo trailer that dropped like recently. I think
Mhm.
actually think like 6 hours ago from this recording, but yeah, I watched that, so hopefully we get like a concrete date when it's set to debut, and also some more info. Like I believe it's a limited series, or there might be season two.
Mhm.
James Gunn is heavily involved, obviously. So
I feel
yeah,
like it's gonna be like The Boys, like in a way. Like it's just gonna be like uber violence, but like with
uh,
with some
I could
funny moments
imagine.
in it.
I could imagine. So I mean, he's set up with like Vigilante, which was that character was in
Mhm.
Arrow, I believe season 3, 4, something like that. Vigilante's cool. Kind of obscure as well. I don't know who else he's set up with, but yeah, cool. I wonder if Amanda Waller will be in some way, shape, or form involved. So we kind of have some Orange is the New Black alumni there as well. So yeah, cool stuff.
Definitely, definitely. And then I don't know if they're gonna bring Young Justice season 4. Fans have been talking about it. I doubt it, but it would be cool to see what they got in store.
It's been so long. That's why I'm like
It's
wondering.
been a while, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I loved the last season that came out. It was fucking phenomenal. I hope they do another season.
See, I never watched which is weird, but I never like watched Young Justice before, so I'm like kind of controversial right now. But
The last
yeah,
season was very political. It had some like
really.
major like it was much more mature than it's in a way it was kind of like what's it called? Like the new Samurai Jack season that came
Mm,
out a couple
right.
years back. So it's definitely more mature. There's heavy political themes. It's almost like Invincible in a way.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, a little bit toned down obviously for younger audiences, but But yeah, I did love the last season. I really hope they aspire to bring another season because I think they ended with Apocalypse at the end.
Oh.
So we were supposed to get him and Vandal Savage teaming up.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know. DC Universe is closing, so obviously everything's gonna shift to HBO Max. So maybe, it just depends if anybody really wants to pick it up. Hopefully,
Yeah.
so I hope they do because I don't know if they canceled the Harley Quinn show or not. I mean, I think that's on HBO Max, so I don't know. Hopefully they pick
Honestly,
it up
I
though.
think they should just move to HBO Max, honestly. I mean, come on, like, is anybody really, like, subscribing to DC fan? I feel like it's just
That's why they're
another
closing down. Yeah,
subscription that we really don't need, right? I feel like
yeah.
they'd have a better marketing strategy, like, just, like kinda like how, Marvel is with, Disney Plus
Right,
now.
right. Yes, exactly.
So, did you have any other future predictions? Oh, Green Lantern.
Yeah,
What's up with
that
that?
so Finn Wittrock was cast as Guy Gardner, and I don't know. That was a weird one. I mean, obviously, everyone that's a fan of him would know that he was from American Horror Story. So, but we haven't really had any more casting announcements after that. And it's not really with like the OG Green Lanterns that we
Right.
know, like John Stewart or whatever. So, but it's an ensemble of like popular characters from the Green Lantern Corps. Which again, I don't know why they don't really go on a straight and narrow path, like doing one character and like spinning off of that, and like kind of like Peacemaker, like from Suicide Squad, and he does his own thing, whatever.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for that. I mean, so HBO, if it's gonna be an HBO, they have some good money behind it too. So like lately, like shows, especially like I just subscribed to, or I just got Apple TV. Like if they really want to, the shows can be really expensive and movie quality. So and that's obviously it's gonna be heavily like CGI.
Right.
So we need hopefully, I mean, I kinda got a feeling they're not gonna show, like, a trailer. I kinda have a feeling they're probably gonna show, like, a poster or something like that and some
Maybe a
more
teaser,
casting.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, but, I hope I don't know. And then also a lot of people, are excited for, like, some CW stuff. I don't know because they canceled Supergirl, season 3, and Batgirl or Batwoman, sorry, is doing,
Mhm.
poorly apparently at the moment. So I don't know what else they're gonna do, with the CW
I don't
verse.
know how Flash is staying afloat right now with all these these TV shows, like, I mean,
Yeah,
Titans is, like, its own thing, obviously, but, like, I don't know
that's
how
true, yeah.
Flash is, like, staying afloat.
Yeah, I know, and that's another point I was gonna make was like maybe we'll get some surprise new HBO Max show announcements.
That's probably why
Hopefully.
they're closing all these CW shows is because they're moving everything to HBO Max.
I mean, see, that's the thing. Like Titans, like it just shows you the shift because Titans season 3 is better. I'm not like a big fan of Titans just because the way how they went about redesigning some character arcs. But Titans season 3 by far is probably the best season. Season 1 was like hard to get through. Season 2 was even worse.
I'm still on
Um,
season 1, so I can attest to that.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, but that's just the creatives changed and then it got better.
Well, it's like you
Production
said,
value and
they got the HBO
right,
Max money now, so
right,
they can improve a lot on it.
right, exactly. So
Especially
I
now
don't know.
because they have to compete with, all of Marvel's Disney Plus shows, right? So
Right.
they're gonna have to up the ante.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, like just as a narrative aspect for it, because basically Titans does take place in a CW verse because there was that crossover, Infinite I'm drawing a blank right now, Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
Mhm.
And it was like a 5-part event apparently, and they showed like I believe like in one of the episodes of Titans, like there was this big boom and flashing light, and like they looked, and that was basically crossing it in with the Flash's event. I think the Flash kicked it off. So I believe that's where Stephen Amell's character, Oliver or something. I'm sorry, guys, we're pulling so many blanks today, but Green Arrow, that's where he dies. Is that event right? And that's where the show ends. So um, I wonder if they're gonna find a way to kind of like merge them later on, especially with like the new because Ezra Miller's Flash did meet Grant Gustin's Flash too at one point in time. So I wonder if that's gonna like merge everything. So I don't know, because
All I know is
really,
if they can pull that off, we better see fucking Toby and Andrew in
yeah, I know.
No Way Home. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
They just end up in the Flash movie instead. Like, probably our better bet. Yeah.
An unexpected, but a welcome to be sure.
Hey, we got some more OG Spider-Man time.
Right.
Well, that's it for me.
Yeah, man, that concludes my predictions. So I don't know, is there anything like crazy you would love to see out of this?
Uh,
Like just
well,
left field, like unexpected?
the thing is, okay, if I were to say something unexpected, probably like a short announcement, maybe about a Superman movie, because I really know Henry Cavill is really detached from Superman at the moment. So,
Mhm.
something like that, or like a new game, which I doubt. But like a new game, probably, because everything's about DC, right? So it's not really about Warner Brothers in general. Because then I'll say, oh, what about the Middle Earth game or something like that?
Right.
So not much. I mean, there's also, see, that's the thing with DC fandom too. A lot of people forget, but like comics really shine in DC fandom as well. I mean, Jim Lee was a host, right, from DC fandom. He actually drew some of the backdrops that were displayed there. So
Mhm.
probably some wicked awesome comic event. I mean, again, we got Future State. That was amazing. I loved Future State. I'm still reading Future State at the moment. That really changed the DC universe as well in the comics. So I think maybe like a new event, or but again, you know what's the funny thing? I think the Batman, if they did some character reveals too, I think that'll. I mean, it's kind of expected, but like I still think that'll kind of be a saving grace. But like again, they have a lot of
Mhm.
projects in the works. Maybe we'll see something from Blue Beetle. I don't know, a promo
Yeah, I
image,
definitely wanna
something.
see what's going on with Blue Beetle because he's one of my
Yeah.
favorite, heroes. I definitely would love to see what they're doing with, Legion of Doom because that was teased
Oh yeah.
at the end of, I believe it was Aquaman. So yeah, I mean, even though Jesse's not my favorite Lex Luthor, we
Right.
did get that glimpse of Deathstroke, so I hope they find a way to incorporate even if he's like if they I don't know if they might use him for a Suicide Squad in the future, but, definitely Legion of Doom, I would imagine.
Oh, that was
They're
at the
they're
end of
planting the seeds.
Batman v Superman, right? That teaser. Yeah.
Was it Batman first? I feel like
Yeah, yeah, Batman v Superman, and then
I'm
and at
sorry,
the end
I
of
don't know why I was thinking of Aquaman 'cause, they did recruit Black Manta,
right.
so I feel like they're, like, pulling, like, a Marvel cliffhanger and thinking like, "Hey, pay attention to this because, something big's
Mhm,
gonna happen." So,
mhm.
yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, well, that pretty much wraps up our predictions for DC Fandom, so make sure you guys look out for our reaction video when it comes out. And make sure you check out all our previous review episodes. We got What If coming out this Wednesday, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think Star Wars Visions comes out
Visions, yes,
this
we'll do a
week.
review
I'm
on
so
that,
excited
yeah.
for that. Man, that
Me
looks
too,
crazy.
for
So yeah,
sure.
definitely check it out, guys. But yeah, thank you to all our patrons for supporting our podcast. Definitely give this video a like and a share if you can, and follow us for more content. And if you want to follow our socials, we're on a plethora of media. Just follow us on Anchor. You can get us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcasts. But until then, guys, thank you for checking us out, and thanks for having lunch with us.
Bye, guys.